Whoa, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to 2024. It's a new year of tuning. Yay, put your hands together. Yay, 2024, new year, yay. Man, we got just so many people in here already. I don't even know where to begin. Schmidt, my fuse, been in here talking. Joe, Brian Allen, De La Soul. My computer's trying to update stuff in the background. Funny Muffler, Schmidt. I already said Schmidt. Into LS, Tommy, Jordan, Michael Cord, Danny Rochester, and Danny Carwile. Yet the other Mike's Garage, Easy Living. What's going on, everybody? Happy New Year. Of course, his first LS build about to begin. 5.3, 4th gen Camaro. Pitter patter. Let's get at her. I do wear a double tubby shirt. Yes, that's why I said your name twice, is because of the double tubby shirt. Not really. Man, just rolling out. I could say, what up, his way? Happy New Year to you. Let me get logged in over here. This would be a huge pain. Throwing a stage 2 sloppy in it. Bro, tell me about it. The thickness is real. Oh. And they going, I shaved, and now if I do this, I look like I don't have a neck. Anything to say about no more Camaros? They've done this before. Give it time. The Camaro will come back. It'll just be electric. As terrible as that is. As terrible as that is. 758. Let's do this. Let's edit this. 25 minutes. Confirm. Start. Okay. So. Dude, I haven't had eggnog in forever. With the new Core ECU have a screen display like the others? Great question. I don't think they're coming out with the screen, at least initially, but it will have configurable CAN bus addressing, and so it'll work with any screen that can use configurable CAN bus. Yeah, CAM upgrades are the first big upgrade you can do, especially on a 008 cam like what you've got. Yeah, twice the chin. I gotta grow everything back out. Have done anything on 4200 Trailblazer? No, I have not. Oh, by the way, I think next week the new A-body will be here. I'm super excited. We got a new A-body coming to the garage to replace the 442. And it's sweet. Elaborate into LS. Found something interesting with the fuzzy SIG issue I have. No, listen. I bought this car. Paid more than I wanted to. Thing is spotless underneath. Now, granted, it's been sprayed, but original floors, original trunk pans, all that stuff. It's been probably not a frame off restoration. But it didn't. Yeah, I mean, it's clean. Mike Few says, "Do any new cheap laptops for 2024 for tuning?" Yes, I will do one probably in the next month or so. Go out there and see what's going on, and find a good cheap, $250 or less. Put it through its paces and do a video on it. Fuzz data capacitor does help, but what I noticed is now good live, but when I close and reopen the log, the fuzz is there, so I'm not sure if it's a scanner glitch or what. That's interesting. L8T with twin turbos may be the last great performance motor from GM. I don't know. I don't think GM is giving up. I mean, they just put out a flat plane crank LT. I mean, that's pretty impressive. Is HP Tuners going to be able to tune EVs? Who cares? I mean, what is there to tune? I don't know, Danny, to be honest with you. So, I'm sure if there is a market for tuning EVs, they'll get into it. How about a tablet for displaying a log while driving? And Mike, that's the main reason I use a Surface Pro. If you're in the pinch, I would buy the best Surface Pro that you get used. You know, if you get a Surface Pro 3 or 4 or something like that, it's more than powerful enough to run HP tuners. It works as both a computer and a tablet, but make sure it's a Surface Pro because they have Surface whatevers that don't run a full version of Windows. You want the one that runs a full version of Windows. Motec is a full standalone EV conversion kit. Yeah, I think AEM does too. I think they leaned heavily in on EVs early on. Is the MPVI3 with ProLink features worth the upgrade from the 2? Brian? No, I would say probably not unless you are on a platform that requires the MPVI3. So, you know, if you're bringing like your wideband data in through serial or CAN bus or something like that, you don't need the analog inputs, which I don't like the analog inputs for a specific reason. You know, I'd say no. First time dealing with HP tuners, watched a ton of your videos. Thank you, sir. Use your video about item boost with reference, and I cannot get to match my Innovate SCG-1. What's the SCG-1? Oh, boost gauge and controller, wideband. Oh, it's an all-in-one. So you can't get the scanner to match up to the AFR reading or the Lambda reading, I take it. Yeah, Schmidt-Head brings it up. Is probably an offset needs to be adjusted is all. Scaling's probably right. Just needs to be shifted. Yeah, if you got the 2 with the ProLink, you're good. There's no reason to upgrade. There's no benefit. Like, the benefits that they say going to the 3, short of being able to work on platforms, and essentially what it is, the Global B platform uses a new communications protocol that is not supported by the 2 or 2 Plus. So because of that, they have to have this new interface. But if you don't need it, why do you need it? Okay, boost won't match. How are you bringing the boost in on that, man? I've not worked with the SCG-1, the all-in-ones. Are you bringing it in analog? Does it come through on the serial data somehow? I doubt it. Yeah, so new A body will be here next week. Should be here next. All the paperwork got finished today. All the money got wired yesterday. He said it would be assigned to dispatch this afternoon. It's only about 8 hours away. I'm having it delivered, so I don't have to go get it. And then we will dive right in. And I've got to start right away on the suspension. I've got that QA1 set up for an A-body just sitting there, and QA1 has been so nice about not hounding me of why did we send you thousands of dollars worth of suspension that you've never done a video on. And I feel terrible. So, is it too cold to tune VVE tables? You know, if it gets super cold, I question how good the temperature compensation will work on VVE. It's never too cold to tune them to get them better, but as it warms up, you're going to have to retune them. So we'll see race cars on Core ECU with tablets for PCs. I mean, I don't know what's going on with the Core. I haven't heard any updates on it lately. I mean, I'm waiting. I did, oddly enough, order to do the most asinine thing possible with the new A body. I ordered a 24X timing cover first. It's got a small block 350 in it. I'm going to convert it to run on a P01 ECU because I'm a glutton for punishment. So you will see how to make a small block Chevy run on a Gen 3 ECU. I will do videos on that. Mixed results with the analog setup. Well, the analog setups, I don't like them. I've talked about it ad nauseum, essentially because you're taking digital data and converting it to analog, then converting it back to digital. And there's too many outside forces that can skew off analog signals, especially having bad grounds. Well, Kim, where you been? Been missing you. Ooh, Tommy, you might be right. You'll just have to tune in and see. Well, I'm not. Listen, okay. Justin's in here saying, man. Oh, speaking of which, Justin has started his own YouTube channel, JK Garage. You guys gotta go over there, find his channel, and drop him a subscription. You can see his sweet C10, stuff like that. Oh, it'll be converted over to port. I've already got a small block Chevy port injection intake manifold. Like, if it were going to cost more than $500 to do this, I was not going to do this. So, whatever the early gen is, I guess they call it, what, Gen 1. The pre-85 small block. Spooltech out of Indiana. Nope. I often don't hear about good tuners. I hear a lot about bad tuners. Nope, no round taillights, Tommy. Oh, Kim, I'm sorry. How's it going? Is it going good at least? Is it coming together on the Hot Wheels car? I need some updated pictures. Let's just say that the new A body was my mother's favorite car and my favorite muscle car. What up, Cole? Change injectors most always needs a tune check and adjust. Well, and N2LS is 1000% correct, Shorty. Sorry I missed your question, but yes, you change injectors. You have injector data. Listen, injector data is a broad cross-section of how the injectors act. It's not going to be perfect. That's where we go in and we adjust the tune to make them perfect. Injector data is really only there to get them running on the new injectors. Yeah, don't ask me why I shaved. I got a hair. But yeah, literally I've got the intake manifold. I've got new heads. I'll probably do a cam since I'm going to get in that deep on the 350. And then we're going to convert it to a 24X 1X setup. So I'll run on one of my 3rd gen ECUs. Ah, sweet. 1 month. I'm going to hold you to that. 1 month, I expect it to be done. Well, not done, drivable. We'll say that. How's that? Okay. What am I missing? Everything's going fine. It is analog. Gauge reads 10, but the log's only showing 5. Took Mac minus 15.1 like in the video, and it does happen what the gauge shows on the log. I'm not quite sure. I would bring... Something's got to be wrong with your scaling math on the gauge his way. Gen 357, still having a problem with tip and knock. While going from no load light to cruise, I can go 0 to wide open throttle through the same part of the spark table with no knock. Any issues? That's funky. It is not a Cutlass. Throw the early small block. As I said, I'm not spending big money on the small block. In fact, I've got a general idea of how it's going to go down, but we're not going to talk about it. JK Garage and I have been talking. We've been chatting, and some stuff may happen in the next couple of months that will change some things around. See you, Brian. Not GTO. I've never been a big fan of the 60s and 70s GTOs. I even like the Skylocks better than them. I don't hate them, just not what I'm into. Not my style. But as I said, Bill, if I didn't have all these parts sitting around, I would not be doing anything. But so for a very cheap investment into this, I can have some fun with it. Kind of like the Sky versus the Solstice. I disregarded 4 degrees knock. No, I like to get all of it gone, and the tip-in stuff is weird. I'll have to look at that Saxon. I will dig into that, and we'll talk about that very soon whenever we start doing that. No, the 442 is gone. The 442 is half of it's been thrown away. The other half of it is about to be thrown away. Someone used a saw to cut the center console out to get the airbag control module. I didn't know that those would be bringing money. That's weird. So, yeah, it is a Chevelle. Congratulations. It is a Chevelle. You will see it as soon as I do in person. You won't see it in person, clearly, but as soon as I see it in person, you'll see it. That's what I was wondering, if it was maybe... But he says if he goes wide open throttle, I would think that wide open throttle would be causing tip and knock. I don't know, Danny. I don't know. I don't want to spoil the fun. It's wild that you don't have it on wide open throttle pulls, but you do have it on, like, rolling into it slowly. Oh man, cut the fuse box out. So are you going to have to replace the whole harness then? Yeah, it's my favorite too. Just being a responsible driver on the way to Mexico. But we're going a different route. This one is not going to be set up for drag. It's going to be set up for cruising, maybe a little bit of handling. Obviously, we're putting a handling. It's going to be set up for looks. So, we're not going to go crazy on the power on this one. Like, I'm even thinking about putting one of the TKX transmissions in it whenever I pull the small block out. Gotta remember, I have a spare big block sitting in my garage right now. Random. Could be just, I don't know if you can hear Bubba back there howling his head off. Oh, that's a good question. Will it be a backup for the drag and drive stuff? So, and I'll get into the story more whenever I do a video on it, revealing it. There's a good chance I may take it to Rocky Mountain Race Week 1.0 for a specific reason. But we'll see. The Nova is in the garage. I've got stuff to tear into it. This changes so much on what I'm going to do or want to do, because it's like this car was the reason for that I bought a Nova, because I couldn't afford one of these back in the day. Crazy power for a street driven car, 700 horsepower. Had a vehicle work once as drag runner. They had the air ducting cut out inside dash, and the clutch would pop out to get behind there, but it looked normal and all. And interesting. There was like nothing behind the dash of the Nova. All that is gutted. Yeah, I went, Mike. I went to SEMA the year that the Skies came out, and Mallet had their first LS3s there, and was blown away that they managed to shoehorn that motor in those things. Seems like it's anticipating knock. Okay, so I mean, did you zero out your burst knock? Make sure. Because that's exactly what burst knock does, is anticipation of knock. Whole nother table. Let me... Yeah, let me know. Hopefully, without looking at the wiring diagram, Kim, on that, I wouldn't know how those break out and where there's, I'm sure, plenty of junction blocks that you can work back to without having to do a full harness, but you'll have to do a harness pull out regardless of the fuse box section. At least it's in the engine bay, right? It's just the engine bay fuse block. See here, 3rd gen VCM editor. Why is my computer running so slow? Spark. Retard. Burst knock. This table has to be zeroed out right there. 12761 if you can't see it. 12761. You can also max out this one to 8 if you want to, but as long as the versus RPM on the 3rd gens is zeroed out, you'll be good to go. Okay. There we go. Yeah, double check. Double check. What I miss? It's 8:20. How much time we got left on this drawing? If you haven't gotten into the drawing, you have 4 minutes left. And there's only 13 people that signed up for the drawing. We're giving away a hat. One of my goals this weekend is to clean out the rest of the garage so we have room for the new Chevelle. The other goal is to box up everything that I need to send you guys. De La Soul, he's asked, I've been using a laptop for HP tuners. Now I have a desktop. How do you use more than one PC and still have your data? I use, OneDrive. So it's built into Windows, and once you sign up to Windows, like I can pull up any tune that I adjust on any of my 4 or 5 computers that I use. So that's the nice thing. So anything that I do on my laptop, which I do the majority, like I do all of my email tuning, remote tunes for people on a MacBook Pro of all things, because I'm an idiot. Then I do my personal tuning on a Surface Pro, and then I am on a desktop for whenever I do this stuff. Mike Z, when are we installing the Whipple? Long story short, my unlocked ECU is not working, and so I'm working with HP Tuner support to figure out why I can't talk to my ECU. So once that is resolved, then we will install it, because I daily the thing. It's really how crazy some bad tuners are that do it for career. No common sense to some of these tuners. Yeah, well, it's. Listen, I saw on Instagram the other day a very respectable tuner, and he pulls up a new tune for a customer and just wholesale applies a template to it that just goes through and automatically changes like 100 things. No reason to do that. No reason to do that. It gripes my butt, and he's like, well, it'll take 5 or 6, maybe even 20 or 30 logs from this point on. And I'm like, it's not the way to do it. Not the way to do it. But I'm going to be talking very soon. I don't know if I should really talk about this. We'll save it until after I have the conversations with the company. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag too early. You know what really grinds my gears? Every car is different. Every single car is different. And it does not matter. Well, same exact mods on the same exact model car, same year, all that stuff. Yeah, and I mean, that might get you close, but even then, like, I prefer to start at the base level and custom apply a tune to each individual car. Well, Kim, you've already joined the raffle? Hopefully you'll win. Yes, and most do math only. Yeah. I'd say probably 90%, maybe even 95% of the custom tuners out there do math only tunes. So I see some doing some baseline stuff as a starting point. But like, transmission stuff, you can probably get a lot more away on that side of it. But while I'm buying parts, should I just go ahead and supercharge it? Of course. I mean, I think everybody here. We'll just start a poll and we'll find out. We'll see what people say. So far, it's an overwhelming yes. Yeah. That's exactly why your truck didn't run in SD. Because it was never tuned in SD. Still 100% yes. That is unanimous. All the votes are for yes. So it's not just me that's telling you to do this. Now you have to. Yeah, Boost fixes everything. Boost just creates new headaches that we get to solve. Exactly. If you got the funds, do it. Well, I'm biased. You can't ask me. I'm going to tell you just put a Pro Charger on it. Okay, here we go. We're doing the drawing for a hat. Let me open up my document of crap I need to ship people. And I'm going to put new row in here. Hat. And the winner. Oh, well, congratulations, Kim. You won. So, Kim gets an extra large. Pro Charger all the way. I just... So... And I promise this isn't rigged. I've been so happy anytime I've done Pro Charger stuff. That's why I said XL. Do you not want an extra large? It's a hat, not a shirt. Because I like the power delivery. I like the linear power delivery that the more RPMs you make, the more power it makes. Seen a bloke on YouTube using HP tuners to two-step on his car. It uses the foot brake. So, Brad, on some platforms, there is a... some ECUs, there is a cutoff that is enabled by brake. Help me out, guys. Which ones are they? I know some of you know. Well, what size do you want? Just email me what size or message me. You know how to get a hold of me. Like turbo because I can custom build the manifolds and pipework. Alright, listen, man. I shorted the bracket. Whenever I first did a Pro Charger on the Silverado, on the old Superado, all I bought was the bracket. And then I found a head unit, and then I did all the ducting and intercooler stuff. I pieced all that together. And so, like, I had like $2,500 in that whole setup. Whenever I was running the P1 SC1 or whatever. Home Solutions Guide. Go check out the Patreon. You can find it find a link on any video or at the website, goatropegarage.com. So, brake torque management will do it. Well, this one doesn't have it. Let's go a little bit later. Brake torque limit. But there's actually a cutoff on some of these that you can do on I thought based off of brake trigger. It is a good way to break stuff. But if you're built for it, it's like whatever. Gonna have fun. There's something about being slammed into the seat whenever you let off the button whenever you're on two-step. I mean, naturally aspirated, it's great. I couldn't imagine what it'd be like under a lot of boost, because the last time I did it with boost, I tore the axle clean out of my truck. This is true. You can't buy a very good turbo for less than a base bottle charger. But I mean, I don't like the unpredictability of turbochargers. Dude, I've driven twin screws, and I still prefer a Pro Charger. And Pro Charger is perfectly fine on autos as a daily driver. And I enjoyed it much more. Like, I enjoyed driving my 1,400 horsepower Silverado than I did my 700 horsepower Corvette. And it felt way more controllable. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. I looked at well, that's an E67. Let me pull up a Gen 5 and see, because I know I've seen on specific ones there is a brake rev limiter. Maybe I'm smoking crack. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, where we at? We're at 8:32, so let's wrap it. Wrap it up. Yeah, no update on the Pro Charger for the Viper. I have no clue. Listen, I'm all about cubic inches. That's what I'm talking about. Like, give me all the cubic inches. By the way, 30 votes said 100% supercharge the Camaro. The poll is ended. Okay, so your Cruise has the brake TPS limiter. But those are on an E67. Are they not in 2LS? I'd have to do some more digging, because it sounds like fun. But at the same time, it's one of those things that you don't want to necessarily teach people. E38 on a, I don't know. Okay. I thought those were turbo. Torque Storms. I've never installed a Torque Storm, but they're super cheap for a supercharger, and so I'm very interested in them. From what I understand, they're very basic, much like how I did my first one. It is like a bracket and a head unit, and then you're putting the piping and intercooler and stuff together. So, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe if we like the small block 350, we just need to throw a Torque Storm on it to have some fun. We'll see. What do you guys think? I don't need to start a poll for that, because I know you're going to say yes. Okay. First Torque Storms were based off the Powerdyne head units, 50-old brackets. Okay. Yeah, and they're half the price. Like, Vortex cheaper than Pro Charger. But the big thing is Torque Storm and Vortex even very limited units to choose from. Mike Sloppy did put a Torque Storm on a car recently. What was it, Fairmont? Was it one of the Fairmonts that he put one on? It's the one that you saw him shooting coolant everywhere. So, okay. 8:34. We're wrapping it up. You guys know the drill. Thanks for stopping by the garage. Keep your eyes peeled. Soon as the A-body gets here next week, I'll be throwing a video out. I might do some videos this weekend anyways about some topics I've been wanting to talk about. So, but you guys, we know that you already have everything. Like, you got that notification bell on. You're not going to miss it. So I will, if not, I'll see you guys next Thursday. You guys know the drill. Thanks for stopping by the garage. Remember, ABT, always be tuning. My buttons are slow.